don't know why people are coming here, particularly when they claim asylum, and because the whole reason of the European Union, you claim asylum in the first country you land in, say if it's Greece or if it's Italy or wherever it is, you claim asylum there. But if we see in 2025, the 361 people came to Ireland, even though they claimed asylum in Italy or in Greece, they turned up here in Ireland. And let's be honest, the reason why they did, and of course the Irish government have every right to send them back to where they come from, because let's be fair, that's the whole rule is that whatever country you come to first, you claim asylum in that country. Don't just turn up and get on a plane and randomly turn up in Ireland. And of course, the reason why these 361 people came here, because they get better benefits. Let's be fair, they get everything free basically. In Italy, you maybe get something, but you wouldn't get as much as in Ireland. Let's be fair, and they wouldn't look for your identifications, etc. So that's why these 361 people came here. But the biggest insult is because the Irish government have every right to send them back to Italy or to send them back to Greece, because they've no business here. They've landed in Greece or Spain or wherever they want to claim asylum. That's where they are. That's where they're supposed to be claiming asylum. But the only reason why they turned up here because they get better benefits. And the simple as that, we have to be honest with ourselves, because there's no way they got a canoe and came all the way from Spain or something like that to come to Ireland. They got on the plane, probably taxpayer funded, European Union funded. They'll come to Ireland. But this is the insult. The only 2% were sent back. We look at it now. But out of 1,000 people, it was only 19 people who were sent back. So you can see how much of a pushover this country is. Because this is the Dublin regulation pretty much decides. You pretty much claim asylum in the first country you enter in the European Union. So say, for example, you're coming from, let's for argument's sake, Sudan or South Sudan, whatever you want to call it. For argument's sake, you're trying to get into Europe, you get a dinghy or whatever from Africa to Europe. Take for example, you land in Greece, right, or in Albania, right, probably most likely Greece or Italy. But say for argument's sake, Greece, right. Greece is up to them to look after them. They have no business getting on a plane in Athens and turning up in Dublin. They have no business there in doing that, because they're in Greece. They wanted to get to Greece, that's what they got. But again, in Greece, they probably wouldn't get as much money and stuff. But yeah, it's utterly a joke, because only 19 people were sent back pretty much over the past 5 years. There was 361 last year, and over the past 5 years, pretty much 1,000 people came here, and only 20. We could argue that only barely even 2%, really, 19 were sent back. You can see it here. Not many came in, and so far this year was 78 so far. But yeah, you can see how it adds up, and because again the government won't send them back, because they're supposed to. And again, this is for every country. You're supposed to claim asylum in the first European country you go to. You just don't just turn up randomly in Ireland. Let's be fair. Especially because Ireland's in the middle of nowhere. Like, Ireland's in the frontier, like way out in the middle of nowhere. But let's be fair, this is just benefit shopping. These people are trying to see where they can get the best benefits, and of course they know that Ireland and the United Kingdom and stuff like that are very pushovers and very easy going, and people the governments basically hand out things for nothing, not to their own people but to other people. Let's call it what it is, because let's be fair, if they went to Bulgaria or Romania and stuff, they get fuck all, they get nothing basically. It's the same in Italy, in Greece, but they come to Ireland because they don't even look for their identity. I highly doubt these people, they came in here to ask, are you seeking asylum in any other country? Or what's your business here? Or what's your name? Where do you come from? None of them questions were probably asked, because let's be fair, straight away, as soon as if one of these people said, I claimed asylum in Greece and I was granted asylum in Greece, but I ended up coming to Ireland, what logic does that make? But again, this is the only reason why, because they were looking for better benefits. Like, there's no other reason why, and the government can't say, because again, these people had the money to get a plane. Like, this is the thing, so they're not that bad when they can get money to get planes and stuff to come here. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. But it's again, this is the thing. It was already granted. Like, this is the thing. You think you would be grateful after coming from Africa or whatever the world you come from. If you landed in Europe, say in Italy, you think you'd be grateful that were allowed to stay in Italy and get looked after in Italy, etc. You think you wouldn't just say, oh fuck it, I go off to Ireland. You think you'd be grateful for the Italians and the Italian government letting you in and keeping you there. Let's be fair, and looking after you. But this is just it's just a charade. That really all it is. And it's as simple as that, because it's not fair, because the Dublin regulations exist for a reason. You go to the first country that you're supposed to be you claim asylum in, and again the majority of these countries would be Greece or Italy or Spain or Portugal in some cases, but no business here coming all the way to Ireland, especially in this case, because you have to remember, they're already granted asylum in other countries, these 361 people. It's all a joke, but again, it's all benefit shopping, in my opinion. There could be more to it, but that's what I think, and I think the majority of people can see it. Because, especially because there's only 2% of us are back, because the government have every right to send all these people back. Because they've literally got asylum in another country. They have literally asylum in another country. So what was the whole point in going to the other country and to claim asylum when you ended up in Ireland? Like, it doesn't make any sense. But so countries don't make any sense out of this. But let me know what you think. Do you agree with them? Do you think they should stay here? What do you think? Because I think it's very good to be granted asylum, say for example in Italy or in Greece. They shouldn't be coming here. But the only reason why I could see why they'd be coming here, because they get better benefits. And simple as that. And let's be fair, we have to call it what it is. And that's what I take anyway. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you think. As I say, it's just what I see. Because there's no really reason. It'd be different if Ireland was next door to Greece or Italy. But Ireland's literally, Italy's here. Ireland's way over here. You know, you get what I'm saying? Italy's down here. And Greece is over here. And Ireland's way over here. You know, it'd be different, say, for example, they went to France. Well, fair enough, because France is right beside Italy. Or neighbouring country to Italy. But literally Ireland's in the middle of nowhere. You know, so I don't know how that makes any sense, but sure, look at. Anyway, let me know what you think. Subscribe for more and bye.